Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of 4.0 and Below, where we love our creases to absolute pieces. And consider this a belated Happy New Year to one and all. I think January's almost over, probably by the time we get this posted, but hey, always late but never delinquent. That's my motto in both life and personal finances. And so today, we're going to show off a few eBay wins that we got at the end of 2018, as long as kind of show you what we're hoping to accomplish in 2019. So we got a comic book haul, essentially. And so to kick off, we got an eBay lot of Howard the Duck, starting with number 15. And number 16. Number 17. Number 18. Now, it's pretty funny. When I bought this lot, I thought it was listed as issue, what was it, 15? 15 through 31. So there's your lesson to read the fine print a little more, or, don't eBay under the influence, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. But anyway, so skipping from number 18, we skipped to number 26, which is fine and dandy. I just didn't read it close enough, and for the amount of comics, I thought the price that they were asking for was kind of cheap. But, so anyway, I'm still happy, very happy with the purchase, and we can fill up some more of these gaps, and hopefully maybe get Howard the Duck here finished off before the end of this year. Continuing with 27. And number 28. And number 29. Oop. Okay. And I'll put these inside. And number 30. And number 31. Now, issue of number 31 here was when Howard the Duck was sort of canceled. I know they brought it back for a few issues when the movie hit, and unlike a lot of people, I didn't think the movie was that terrible. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And also in that lot was Howard the Duck King Size Annual number 1. Okay. We'll say aloha to her, too. Oh, excuse me, pardon the mess. Okay. We also picked up a few issues of Battlestar Galactica. Number 9, the old Marvel adaptation from the 1970s. And number 20. And number 21. Ooh, it's almost good. It's almost straight. And issue number 23, which I believe was the last issue of that series, and that actually fills all the gaps, so I now have a complete run of the Battlestar Galactica line from Marvel from the early 70s, which makes me happy, so stay tuned. Probably have a full run on that before you know it. Okay, 2 seconds. Cleanup time. Come here. Okay, what else did we get here? Okay, that was it for the eBay wins. The rest of the stuff I bought. There's a few more, but just like those Battlestar Galactica ones, they were basically just a few issues that were missing that were going to complete some runs. Hopefully, again, I'll have some complete videos, and I guess I really don't need to show that stuff twice. So, moving on to the next item of business, we have a local used game store that sort of dabbles in comics. That's a lot. It's like the only where you can buy new comics in town. To be honest with you, it's kind of sad, really. But it's one of these things. The selection's pretty limited. It's just if you want something, you got to tell them, and then they'll get it. And they do have a few used comics. I never really paid that much attention to it. I think I thumbed through it once when they first opened. and it was a lot of new stuff, a lot of surplus, the stuff that they didn't sell. But apparently, at some point, they bought a collection, or someone sold them a collection, and so I went diving, and all their comics, older comics, are $1 a piece, and but it's so scattershot, and everything is spread to the winds, and I know that gives a lot of people the heebie-jeebies when they start digging. But perseverance, and I think I got through maybe 10 boxes before I sort of gave up, and I had a pretty huge pile anyway, so it's like, okay, time to stop. But I'm hoping to kind of go back, because there was some cool stuff there. If you got to dig, but it's there. And it's just like I said, with my lace and OCD, I just I don't have to pay me, but if I came in after hours and just organized these, would you guys object? Because it's making me nuts. But anyway, back to the comics. Picked up a Flash number 333. This is the Barry Allen one, before he went to the future and he died in the Crisis. So this is the first series, number 335. And 345. Yeah, I got all excited. I thought maybe I was going to find the issue where he kills the Reverse Flash, but nope. But again, there's a few more boxes to dig through, so who the heck knows. And then Flash number 347. And let's see. Also managed to piece together a complete Deadman miniseries. I think this is the second volume. I know Neil Adams came back and did one. I think this is volume 2. And I guess if Neil Adams isn't doing your art, you could do a lot worse than Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, because that guy's pretty awesome too. So there's number 1. Number 2. I got the first issue right on that. It's pretty good. I'm looking forward to finishing it up. Number 3. And number 4. That's it. I think they got a lot of full runs on a lot of things in those boxes, but again, just trying to find it all is just tiring. Okay. Okay. I also picked up a couple copies of Secrets of a Haunted House. That's issue number 19. And Secrets of a Haunted House number 37. Ooh, are we having fun yet? Okay. And also, I was happy to find these. A pretty good solid chunk. All-Star Squadron, because I love me some DC Golden Age heroes. 32. 35. 46. 47. 48. 49. That. Okay. Okay, this is Roy Thomas. Good writer. Fun read. Okay. Of course, this is the Crisis is hitting, and so their days are numbered because of the big reboot. Number 51. 52. 53. 54. I already had 55, so we jumped to 56. 57. And 58. Okay. course, a lot of those heroes showed up in the Golden Age, which is one of the fantastic miniseries. Art Paul Smith. And, it's okay. Also managed to unearth Jonah Hex number 6. Jonah Hex number 14. Like I said, none of these comics were bagged and boarded. Pretty rough shape, but still readable. All of them. You'd pull them out, and this thing would be like folded in half. It was kind of sad. Let's see, what number is that? 26. Number 27. That gets into his origin a little bit there. Getting into his history. Number 32. Number 41. Jump way ahead to number 88. Again, I'm hoping to find more of those as I keep moving through the boxes. Hopefully, we'll get lucky and find some stuff. Also, kind of in the same vein, some latter-day Weird Western Tales featuring the Scalp Hunter. That's number 56. Number 63. '65. '66. And number 69. Again, these things are full of a full run. There's almost like a full run of the JLA and a pretty near full run of the JSA. I love the JSA too, but read that mostly in trades, and so might go back and try to collect or get those all together because like I said I really like that series. And on that same note, somewhere, I lost it. Oh no! Oh yes, here it is. Speaking of things I read in trades, Starman. Read that entirely in the trades, but love those covers, and hopefully maybe get all that pieced together too. There's too many. Oh, where do I stop? Okay. Also unearthed the World's Finest. Number 264, that's an oversized one. And World's Finest 288. And these are mid-80s. And a DC Comics presents Superman and the Metalmen because I won't pass up the Metalmen. And also I'm a huge fan of Hawkman. That's number 1. I have no idea what volume that is. And there was a Hawkman special number 1 too. We're getting there, kids. We're getting there. Okay. Also unearthed a couple of romance comics I thought were kind of keen. Charlton, all new, just married. What number is that? That's number 86. Oh yeah, she didn't realize she married a heroin addict. Oh no! And then also an issue of, I hadn't even heard of this title, didn't even know it existed till I found it. This is from Marvel. Something called My Love. Tales of love that could be yours. She was the girl who would stop at nothing when a love story ends. Exclamation point, not a question mark. So I think she's doomed. Let's see. This is on a Red Wolf, number 7. And a couple issues of the Hulk that I need. 218. And 270. And a couple replacement issues of Captain America 367. I had one, but it got wet. And number 373. All right, and then also, pretty happy with this. This finds, let's see, it wasn't a complete set, but with this ones that I bought and the ones that I already have, I now have a complete Elektra Assassin. That's number 2. And number 4. And number 5. I said, yeah, the covers are kind of scuffed. And sadly, on some of these, the covers look great, but you open them up and there's a lot of water damage on a lot of these. Number 6. Number 7. 6 and 7 were the 2 I was missing. And number 8. Oh, we're almost done. This is one of my favorite finds of the afternoon. An old Classics Illustrated that's still in pretty good shape. The staples are still holding. I checked into it. This is the first print because there's a lot. There's like tons of printings on these, like 4 or 5 printings. It's from 1953, and so pretty solid. The pages are still pretty clear, and you can still read it, and so that makes me very happy. And that's it for the used game store comics. And we're going to end this run on my big buy for the end of the year last year. Spent a pretty good chunk of change on it, not a lot, a good chunk of change to me. But I needed this desperately, or not desperately, but you know how it is. I needed it. It's something that I'd had a long time ago. Through dire circumstances, I lost it. But what once was lost is now is found, and I bought it. And I think I mentioned this in one video. If any key comic that you want and you could have it, what would it be? And I think this is the one I chose. Star Wars #1. Which basically means all the ones that I had as a kid, I now have again. Which makes me happy. I don't have the complete set, but, we're working on it. And speaking of working on it, that brings us to our goals for 2019 of what we are hoping to get. And what I would like to do, again, just the completest bug in me. Hopefully someday we're going to have a full run of Avengers, but for right now, we're going to concentrate on Avengers Volume 1, issue 100 through 402, the last issue. I'm missing 42 issues in there, and not a lot of keys or anything. Basically from 200 on, I already have them all. And so, or no, that's not right. Like 200 to 350-ish, I have them all. So, but we should be able to hopefully get that mopped up pretty easily. Defenders Volume 1 through 152, full set. I'm 16 short on that. I think I can get that done. The Star Wars Marvels 1 through 107. I'm missing 34 issues there. I think we can get that done. And then also take your pick. Either pick Nova, the Savage She-Hulk, or the Dazzler, and finish off those runs. I know I got most of those already. I'm not sure of the numbers. Should be able to get maybe even 1 or 2 of those done. And then Monsters on the Prowl, 9 through 30. Excuse me. I'm only missing 10 of those, so hopefully get that done. And then Supernatural Thrillers, missing about half of those, but I got a pretty good line on those. I think I should be able to get that issue or that series wrapped up too. And not necessarily sticking to this completely. If I run into stuff that I know I need, of course I'm going to get it. But also this year, my goal is to buy at least 1 big key. Now, what that means exactly, I have a pretty good idea. It'll be in a run that I need, and and maybe spend a little more money and fill a big hole, and then work your way out and around it. So what that big key will be exactly, I'm not sure yet, but I want to get something, and what that'll be, stay tuned and find out. And until next time, this is WB Kelso for 4.0 and below. And stay tuned for a couple more comic calls, and a couple full run vids. And until then, never, ever be embarrassed about what you can afford comic book wise. And we'll catch you later. Bye.